This is WobblyWallaby, and today I'll be going through Oracle Elite 9. I'll discuss why these elite modes are important for Ragnarok Mobile's future, as well as going through a full run with my guildmates. Stay tuned to learn more about this new difficulty. Oracle Elite 9 is the hardest Oracle dungeon available right now. It was added in the last update. It provides the maximum rewards for the week, which includes the 940 Nolan cards, and is more challenging than the old Oracle Nightmare difficulty. Unfortunately, these Oracle Elite 9 reductions aren't available to be data mined, so you won't find them on romhandbook.com. However, creators like Blueberries had posted reductions and buffs that people likely tested out on the China beta test server. I'll put a link to his video in the description. 3 things I wanted to highlight are the 60% damage reductions for Holy and Wind to make Rune Masters and Novice Guardians less busted. For other elemental types, they only have a 40% damage reduction. This is one of the ways the devs are trying to encourage class diversity by putting less reductions for other elements. Also, ideally, you have 180% ignore defense or ignore magic defense when doing these instances. The most annoying boss in the mode is Lord of House of Cards, especially when it casts Sandstorm. It makes many characters struggle against it unless you can nuke it or use skills that aren't affected by the increased cast time. I think these elite modes are fantastic for the game, and I hope they will release more of these for other weekly instances. For example, Endless Tower, Valhalla Ruins, or Cake Battles, which more or less feel pretty stale at the moment. Elite modes would provide an additional challenge so people can feel a sense of progression. You may have been fine in Oracle Nightmare before, but now you have a whole new challenge to deal with. I'm glad they didn't make the elite modes so hard that it's like Legend difficulty, because I think that's a bit too excessively hard for most people to deal with. I also don't want a bunch of new weekly instances to deal with, since they can make it feel like a chore to complete them each week. So adding difficulty to an existing weekly instance is a great idea. Personally, one of the reasons I like playing this game is to be able to see character progression, and PvE helps a lot with that. Next, I'll go through a full Oracle Elite 9 run from the first week it was released on Global. I'm doing this run with my friends from Zenith. They are recruiting right now on Global, so if you're interested, just apply for it. And you too can be carried through weekly instances throughout the week. We have our leader Myrander, Grizzwint, myself, my wife Fiery Fairy, my daughter who plays Naughty Neko, and a new player called Shanna Sung. Yup, Dorum is easy enough to pilot for a curious 5-year-old, so I still think Dorum is a great class to use. I'll show an overview of my gear quickly. Despite having a lot of improvements in the past couple months, Lord of House of Cards in Elite 9 is still really annoying. So this gives me even more motivation to get stronger, so I can better solo DPS this in the future. If you need a detailed guide on Oracle Dungeon, please see this video where I go through all the mechanics in detail. The link will be in the description. Now, let's get started on this run. We cast our buffs and I click start. For round 1, it's an easy mob to start with. We focus on Evil Rattan first to avoid their multiplication. On the China beta test server, they had added a feature into Oracle Dungeon that removes its idle time. After you clear all the cards, it will skip to the next round right away. I hope this feature will come to Global soon, because waiting around gets kinda boring. In round 2, there's the annoying Whirlwind that drains HP and blinds you, but the other cards are fine to deal with. I switched to my Osiris, which is my favorite pet for this instance, since it can revive you. Most people are using a pet that has revive capabilities, but if you're like my daughter who loves the lunatic pet, then you can just eat anti-death foods and still enjoy your wonderful pet. For round 3, it's also easy. No bosses for Succubus to heal, so not a problem. I hate when they heal up the bosses when you don't clear them fast enough in the previous round. Round 4, an annoying whirlwind again. Try to stay near a healer's colossal heal so you don't need to waste health potions to heal up. For round 5, Lord of Death is coming up. We didn't kill it fast enough, so it has the temporary invulnerability shield. We basically wait it out as it harasses us, but afterwards we murder him. For round 6, Lolly Ruri and Glacier are problematic. I make a chat room so people can stack and also avoid being pushed around. The more spread out you are, the more you're gonna get stunned, and it's also good to have 100% stun resistance as well. Luckily, Lolly goes down quickly. I found that after this update, the minis die a lot faster now in Oracle Dungeon, which is good because I hate dealing with Lolly. Also, for harder Oracle Dungeons, I always use the Mark card in my offhand to avoid being frozen. For round 7, it's easy cards, just Evil Rattan to worry about. Kill them before they multiply and get out of control. For round 8, some more easy mobs to deal with. Even with the wind damage reductions, I still think that Novice Guardian is one of the best to clear Oracle Dungeon. I had considered switching to Lightbringer to deal with Lord of House of Cards, but I find it struggles a lot with the other monsters in this instance. The Card Tornado's AoE is just too good. For round 9, more easy cards, so we can continue to chill out. For round 10, our chilling out continues as there's more easy cards. With more and more weekly instances targeting Novice Guardian and Ruin Master, having different elemental types helps a lot. This is why the upcoming class Taekwon is good because you can convert to any element. Also, this is true for existing classes such as Soul Linker or any other classes that can convert their elemental type. For round 11, easy cards again. For round 12, Lord of House of Cards is finally coming. This is my most hated part. Also, there are Succubus coming at the same time that can heal him back to full, so this is not a nice combination to have. I turn off auto attack to avoid the Sandstorm nonsense. I also make sure that Prepare for Elite isn't on auto. I take care of the Succubus first. We must kill them first so they won't heal the Lord of House of Cards back to full health. The best thing to do is to avoid casting stuff so you don't get stuck until the Sandstorm wears off. You sometimes need to wait it out or use tricks like mounting in order to prevent the animation from happening if you're stuck. Round 13 is coming, and we have to deal with Evil Rattan, which is even more annoying with this horde cast time. Great, all the Succubus are gone, so I'm able to direct my attention to killing the Lord of House of Cards. The Sandstorm is making me kinda useless, but luckily the anti-death foods are keeping me alive. For round 15, there are some easy cards. Finally, the Lord of House of Cards goes down. I give a sigh of relief since the rest of the cards should be easy. For round 16, more easy cards. For round 17, the meteors can be problematic, just make sure you dodge them. The rest of the cards are fine. I'm living life on the edge by casting Call Spirit just before a meteor is going to fall on me. Luckily, I don't die. For the next round, there's Firelord Kaho and Seed of Doom. Both are pretty annoying, but luckily we take down the Firelord Kaho very quickly because Miranda and I get into the proper position to precast and kill Kaho very quickly. The next round is going to be another easy round. Finally, the last round has the Flute Player, which can be very annoying because it can suck away all your SP. But luckily, we finished it off quite quickly. Good job everyone! How did you enjoy these Oracle Dungeon Elite modes? Let me know in the comments section. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe.